Welcome to another episode of Nothing Good After Midnight. I'm your witchy host, Desiree. And for anybody who has seen Grey's Anatomy, you will totally get the name of this episode, which is My Person. Ironically, my person is the person who exposed me to Grey's Anatomy in the first place, but she's also been my friend for going on 30 years, which I know sounds unbelievable, considering, I've mentioned many times that I'm just going to be 34 in December, but honestly, the first time I met her, she had just turned 5 and was in kindergarten, and I had just turned 4, and her grandparents owned the other motel in the small town we grew up in, and my parents owned the other one, and our families were actually really close. So her grandparents asked my parents, if I would be willing to come play and have a play date with her, and we were like magnets. Like instantly we became thick as thieves. We got into all kinds of shenanigans that sometimes we got caught for and got in trouble. And there's probably even more shenanigans that we got away with because we were sneaky little girls. But I wish that everyone could have a friend that they have been friends with that long, because I know it's a really rare type of friendship. I mean, it's not easy. It's not like it's always been bubbles and sunshine. We both have gone through some really dark, bad times. We've said hateful things to each other. We've done hateful things to each other. But that's what makes us even more like magnets, because if you know anything about magnets, you know that when they're opposite, they attract, they balance each other out. But when they get too much alike, they will repel each other, and that describes my person better than anything else, is when we're both being stubborn, and Lord, do we both have a stubborn streak. We will push each other away and fight and hold grudges, but when we finally decide that we are sick of not being in each other's life, we're back to being inseparable. You can't pull us apart. And we just don't really talk about what we were fighting about for a long time, and then we'll hash it out laughing at how stupid we were both being, because it always boils down to she said something that I took wrong, or I said something that she took wrong, or she had a tone that I didn't like, I had a tone that she didn't like, I made a face that she didn't like, stupid things like that. We are definitely more like sisters than friends, and we have joked since we were little that the reason why we had to be best friends is because no parent could have handled us as siblings, because when we're alike, we are so alike that we could be twins. And when we're opposites, we're getting each other in trouble. I mean, we're so close that we even both have December birthdays, like just 2 days apart. Well, a year and 2 days, because she is a little older than me, but I wish everybody could have their person, and I don't know many relationships that can survive years of not talking to each other, because life separated us on multiple occasions where I wouldn't get to talk to her for 2, 3, 4 years, but the minute we got to reconnect, it was like not a day had passed. And she's lived so far away from me for the last 6 years, and it's been hard for both of us, because when we were kids, we always talked about we would grow up and have kids, and our kids would be best friends and cousins, and that they would get to grow up together. And she's hasn't seen my daughter since she was a newborn. She's never met my son in person, but we video chat, and so she's got to see them that way. I send her pictures. She sends me pictures of her kids, and she's just my person. And I made a sappy post on my Facebook talking about, how a friendship that can last 30 years is a rarity. And it makes me teary-eyed to think that, no matter what I go through in life, even when I have had some of my darkest, most depressed states, when I can't, nobody else can get through to me, she can come into my inbox, and even with like a vulgar message, she could come in and call me every hateful name in the book, and I still would start to come towards light, because that's the kind of relationship we have, is we can tell each other when we're being dumb, when we need to grow up, when we're being immature, when we're not thinking, and there's really no hard feelings. I mean, there's hard feelings because we're both stubborn asses who don't like to be told what to do, but we're also the only people on the planet that are allowed to check each other without us getting pissed. Like, the things that she says to me when I'm out of line, no other person on the planet would I ever allow that from, and vice versa. Like, I can tell her things and call her out on her bullshit when nobody else can, and she would not listen to anybody else. She would not let anyone else say that to her, but I can say that to her. And I hope that my kids find a friend like that, because as hard as it has been when life keeps us apart, it's also very heartwarming to know that there's one person out there that, no matter what I'm going through, no matter how bad I'm hurting, no matter how bad she's hurting, we can feel it. We just know, and we'll get a hold of each other and be like, I know you're not doing good. I don't even have to see a post. I don't have to see a message from you. I can feel it in my heart that you are not okay. So tell me what the hell is going on, and let's work through this. And I wish everybody could have that friend. And I love, love, love her to death. And I just wanted to talk about that today, because, I truly do miss her, and I truly do love her. And so this is dedicated to you, Jessie. And I love you so much. And I'm going to end this here before I start crying even more, because, I get emotional just thinking about how much I love her and how blessed my life has been with her in it. And I could not imagine life without her. And I'm going to challenge you all to message me or to comment or whatever about whether you have a friend like that. Have you been blessed with that kind of friendship? Do you have any friendship that has lasted more than 5-10 years? I want to hear about all this. Let's talk about your people in your life. Who's your person? Who's the person that no matter what happens, you can turn to? They're the person who you want to share all your highs and lows with. Do you have a person? Let me know. As always, my email address will be in the description. I love you all. Have a blessed day. And for those of you who have insomnia and listen to this now, hope you get some rest and peace tonight. Blessed be.